Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. Today we're going to be looking at Urshifu Moltres Inteleon. It's the archetype that took the EUIC by storm and got 5 of the top 8 placements, with Urshifu also making it into one other deck in the top 8. So certainly our main attacker, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, is a threat in the game, being a fantastic fighting type Pokemon to help deal with many Arceus V-Star variants, and in general being an efficient 1 energy attacking VMAX that boasts 330 hit points and can be used in conjunction with Cheryl very nicely, and at the same time offers some bench threat with that G-Max Rapid Flow, discarding all energy and dealing 120 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Very, very dangerous. I know that Manaphy will be creeping up in play since the EUIC, but still a powerful attack nonetheless, where it forces the Manaphy into play for the opponent, and we still have some counterplay in the deck list inbuilt, and that's via the form of Avery, which forces the opponent to remove Pokemon from play until they have 3 bench Pokemon remaining. So even if we are seeing the likes of Dunsparce and Manaphy tech cards in Arceus decks and other archetypes out there, sometimes the Avery may force these into the discard pile, or if the opponent chooses to keep the Manaphy and Dunsparce in play, they lose their own engine Pokemon, their own Bibarel, their own attackers that they're building up with Arceus, their own Inteleon engine. So the Avery really is a nice combination with the Rapid Strike Urshifu. You may notice my list is slightly tweaked from Gustavo's because I have added the Manaphy myself just as a knee-jerk reaction. Seeing so much Urshifu makes sense to add a Manaphy of your own so you're not losing mirror matches these days. It comes with the territory of Urshifu doing so well. The list I'm showing is actually just 2 cards different from the Gustavo's winning list. I have cut an Escape Rope and cut an Avery in order to add the Manaphy, and I added a Bird Keeper, so I retained the same number of switch outs and draw 3 supporters. So it's a crafty way of making the space. But nonetheless, the Urshifu is one of the backbones of the archetype. There are also some relevant attacks here. 100 Furious Blows doing that vanilla 150 damage for 2 fighting and a colorless is also able to deal with Arceus V-Star, which is also relevant, especially because this only gives up 2 prize cards, right? So if people are combining Urshifu V-Star with like psychic attacking Pokemon, for example, you don't have to commit your 3 prize Pokemon into play. You can do a 2 for 2 trade with your Urshifu V at the same time, which is also pretty reasonable. We also try and play a Dark package in the deck to improve our matchup against Mew VMAX, also can help out against Whimsicott as we saw in the finals, and in general this Galarian Moltres package is just efficient and offers a different attacking avenue whenever you feel like the Urshifu isn't pulling its weight. So we are playing 1 copy of the Galarian Moltres V. It offers up a Direflame Wings ability that can self-accelerate, which is obviously very strong, and also means that we can put this card into play and actually achieve the Aura Burn attack all in 1 turn. Thanks to Direflame Wings plus Raihan plus turn attachments, you can get an Aura Burn out of nowhere, and this is very powerful against Mew, because it can be a way that you can take a 3 prize up trade all in 1 go. We also have the 1 prize Galarian Moltres that offers the Malevolent Charge ability, also self-accelerating by attaching 2 Dark Energy from your hand onto it when you put it into play, which is again phenomenal because it means that Fiery Wrath can also be accelerated all in 1 turn, so that you can just get it out of nowhere with the help of Energy Retrieval and Clara that we're playing in the deck list, as well as Sonia to access our basic energy so that we can fire off this attack and do 50 times the number of prize cards your opponent has taken, plus a 20 base damage. So again, obviously dangerous into the Mew matchup, but can be powerful in the late game, even against a number of like 2 prize attacking decks as well. So very strong here for trying to retain a 1 prize deck in certain situations, especially when things like Urshifu have been cleared off the board. Then you can leave your opponent with only your engine Pokemon and Galarian Moltres to sort of attack through, and that can be very helpful. Then we have our engine Pokemon. We have a Crobat. It's very nice in this deck list because not only do we play Ball Search, we are also playing Piers. I'm actually 3 cards different. I realized as well that I cut a Quick Ball for an Ultra Ball, and I'll get onto that in a moment. But yeah, we play Piers as a supporter in this deck list, and Gustavo used it a lot on stream. Part of the reason why is because you can get the Crobat to draw you additional cards, as well as cherry pick the right energy for the right situation, which is fantastic. The Crobat just gives you some extra push potential. It does allow this deck to be a deck that likes to go first, which isn't always the case with other builds of Urshifu that we saw in the top 8, where they're more rigidly forced to go for the keep calling option from Sobble. This deck list is happy either way, I think, thanks to the help of a few additions, Crobat being one of the main ones. But also we have Gormandize Snorlax, also a great card to end your turn on, to draw up until you have 7 cards. If things haven't gone your way with your hand, you can always just find a way to move into the Snorlax. We have a lot of pivoting options with Tower of Waters, with Escape Rope, with our Scoop Up Nets, with our Bird Keepers. We have many avenues to get the Snorlax into the active position. Even though it's just a one-of copy, you can find many spots for it. Then we have the Inteleon engine. Keep Calling is obviously very strong for helping us get multiple Sobbles out, but also Urshifu is a rapid strike card, so you can search out your main attacker in many matchups, which is great. Then we have a 3-2 line of the Shady Dealings Inteleon. We're choosing not to play Quick Shooting, and oftentimes you will see Quick Shooting in this deck list. But Gustavo is choosing to not play the Medicham package, so is only going to be taking prizes, one by one, unless you're taking the Rapid Flow prizes here and there. So you get to double up on Big Shady, which really does allow you to have some protection against prizing, because this deck is not playing Peonia. And also means that, yeah, you just have good access to your Big Shady to get many combos going throughout the game. Onto the trainers then. Gustavo played a couple really important ones brought to the limelight. The Energy Retrieval is great with your Moltres. Energy Switch, great with either Moltres as well, to be able to chain Rapid Flow, even without Raihan, which is very strong, and can be an alternative to needing Raihan to be able to attack with your Moltres out of nowhere. Either Moltres, actually, because you can just move one off any of your other Pokemon that happen to have them in play at the right time. Couple Energy Search, because we are playing 2 different types of energy, and it's searchable via your Inteleon and Drizzile, as I have a hair in my mouth, which is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, we have Pal Pad for our many one-off supporters. We have Escape Rope to force things to the bench, which is never a bad thing. We have Incense, Quick, Level, and I am choosing to play 1 Ultra Ball. I'm kind of surprised there wasn't an Ultra Ball in more of these lists. I find it very useful for just doing some hand-thinning shenanigans. This list isn't playing the Cynthia's Ambition, but if I was, I think it would be an extra helpful include, but there actually are, because you play 2 different decks at times, like in the Mew matchup, you only really care about the Dark package. Against Arceus matchups, you're more inclined to only care about the Urshifu side of things. Now that we have cards like the Manaphy, there are more redundant cards in the hand at times. So having this Ultra Ball gives you an extra card that you can thin your hand with, which helps with Gormandize, Cynthia's Ambition if we were choosing to play it. But it also means that you can have extra outs to Shady Dealings as well. And it can be a great way to discard extra energy. I think a lot of the time we saw on stream Gustavo really enjoying using cards like Quick Ball to discard dark energy, get them nice and prepared for you for the Dire Flame Wings or the Malevolent Charge combo with Energy Retrieval. So having the Ultra Ball over the 4th Quick, I think, is that slight bit more versatile and does naturally help the Crobat, the Snorlax, at least in this deck list. And if you were playing Cynthia's Ambition, it would be an extra discard card in other instances for supporters that you find less useful in times. Like, again, if you're up against Mew, you're rarely looking to do Cheryl in the matchup. This just gives you extra fodder, which I think is sometimes pretty helpful when you're trying to balance out 2 different game plans against 2 of the top decks in the format. So yeah, I think that's a reasonable card there. Scoop Up Net is an all-start just to help you do your Shady Dealings as much as possible. And the supporters are very interesting. Sonia and Piers being great ways to search out energy. Obviously, Piers can help out with the Rapid Strike energy in particular. So can Raihan, of course, get you Rapid Strike energy from the deck whilst attaching basic energy from the discard pile. Just 1 copy of Boss's Orders, but the Pal Pad is hopefully stitching this all together to make things okay. Just 1 Clara, but you also have the Energy Retrieval with redundancy. You have Bird Keeper, rope, tower, and scoop up net, so plenty of means of pivoting, which is always important if you are going for Gale Thrust plays. So yeah, a very versatile archetype. Let's see how the ladder does. I do think people are naturally knee-jerking a lot to this archetype as it has done so well at such a high-profile tournament. So the field may be a bit more volatile than going into EUIC, where it seemed like there was a ton of Arceus and Mew, and Gustavo made the right call to play this deck. I do think that the metagame could easily be shifting towards considering Urshifu, and we'll see how the archetype can handle that. But not before we talk about the lovely Potown store. They are the sponsor of the channel, and they are the place to go for your PTCGO code needs. We are getting back into this game. I have chosen to go first. We have a Sobble. And I did see Gustavo opting to go first often with the deck. And in this case, it's going to really bite us because we're going to get donked. So it is what it is. But yeah, I watched the stream. I watched Gustavo choose to go first. And in this case, it's going to work out very badly for us. If we were going second, we would have had Sonia keep calling and would have been all good. But as it stands, we are getting donked immediately. At least they had it straight out of the gate and didn't have to drag things out. So let's get into our next game. I think the Mew matchup is not the easiest, especially when you don't play the one prize Hooper, you don't play Medicham for Yoga Loop plays. You do have a more linear strategy where you're trying to be tempo prize racing them with both of your Moltres, but I still think we saw Gustavo overcome a few Mews throughout the weekend, so I do think it's a bit more vulnerable than potentially like Tord's build or the American deck list that Isaiah and Justin played. So we'll have to wait and see really there, because we didn't really get set up. Any deck can get donked, of course, so let's get into the next game. This time we are going to get the benefit, I guess, of going second. I think potentially it's matchup based, whether you want to go first or second with the archetype, because sometimes, like against an Arceus player, you know they're not going to pressurize you turn one, so it's okay to go first, and you're not really worried about getting donked too often. But against Mew, I think it's probably safest to go second. So in a best of three scenario, you can adapt your play quite well because you're good on the first turn and on the second turn at the same time. So let's kick things off here. Looks like we're up against Leafeon VMAX. Quite a strange one. We haven't seen this for a while, but that's kind of what happens, right? When we see tournament results, the formats kind of shift pretty quickly. So we are going to go for Piers here. I do like the option of keep calling, so I can get a couple Urshi down. I want to get Dark Energy in circulation. I think Crobat is looking good as well. I do have Drizzile for next turn. So maybe I just want the Moltres so I can discard it. Discarding Auraburn is weird because I know Gale Thrust doesn't do a lot of damage against the Leafeon player who can heal into us, but it's going to be something we need to look at. Let's have a look at some prize cards quickly. We've prized double Rapid Strike Energy, which is very bad. We have prized a number of our supporters, which is gross. Okay. We'll just keep calling here. I don't think I need to do much else. Yeah, seems fine. I grab double Urshi, knowing that they could do like a boss game plan to be aggressive into us next turn. They're playing a Leafeon Moltres. Wow, okay. So the heal of Leafeon is actually a little bit awkward for this deck. that only plays, well, it plays no quick shooting and it plays only one choice belt. So we'll see what we can do. Might be forced to Crobat next turn. They don't commit Stadium either, which is really annoying. I would have liked to have commit Stadium myself, so I'll go Sobble active, knowing that I can deal net. Energy Search is a nice draw. Let's deal for Incense and just go into Urshifu here. I certainly want to get a choice belt hit on, I think. Let's go ahead, grab this. I think I will be Crobatting this turn. I think we'll be doing it pre... Have prized a lot of our supporters. Do I need this pad? Probably not. Thinking if I just want to play it for an extra Crobat card. The main thing I want is I'd like to play a supporter this turn. Raihan wouldn't be bad. Raihan to bench to Urshifu. Piers is also okay, so I can just guarantee a turn attachment. Let's just put this back. It is a precious resource, but I think we're going to go for it here. So I don't hit supporter. I do hit energy for next turn. Okay. I probably want a quick ball for another Sobble, honestly. I might need to Drizz for a better option than the belt. We go 150. They heal down to 180. 190, sorry. That's the problem, right? I really don't want to leave myself with nothing, but what can I do? I guess I can still Raihan, right? I can Raihan for... That doesn't make any sense. I really just want to play for next turn. But I also need to belt here. The healing of Leafeon really is messing us up here, as I'm going very greedy, to be honest with you. We are going oh so greedy with this board. Inteleon decks typically always want to have a game plan for the following turn, but I don't know if there's a way I could have weaved that in any better. Cynthia's Ambition would have been really good that turn, actually. Let me see, E-switch. Then actual switch. If we played quick shooting, we could be in rapid flow range. Or I could boss this back up, I guess. There's the Galar mine, and Marnie is going to be pretty helpful here, actually. That's the good news. And they just concede. Okay. That's actually like a fairly scary matchup. The heal is actually a really weird... Makes things tricky for Urshifu. I guess the Marnie wasn't helpful enough for them. Let's get another game in. We've had... Yeah, weird game so far. And a donk. I'm sticking to the Gustavo guns and choosing to go first, but feeling it's less and less strong. Okay, we have Urshifu, we have Sobble, and we have Manaphy. So the board space is tight in this deck, but I would like to protect both of these good basics. So let's lead the Manaphy. Keck. Okay. Let's have a look. We've prized a Fighting Energy, prized an Inteleon, prized Crobat, prized E-Search, prized Bird Keeper, have nets. Is it E-Switch? Oh, prized E-Switch and E-Search. Okay. Alright. Seems reasonable. I don't know what we're on, what we're up against here. We seem to be low on the ladder. But hey, Kecleon hits everything for weakness, my dudes. What more do you want? Here comes the Moltres V, I guess. E-Switch? They're popping off. Okay. So it would be a massive shame. Well, so here's the thing. I could Piers and just deal with the end and whatever's going on here in this. Or I could just rip research and give myself a chance. Like, because we don't have Crobats, the Piers just is way worse, right? So I should probably just research. Knowing that I at least have Gale Thrust. And if we happen to hit Rapid Strike Energy, it's pretty bust. If we play the Piers, we just have no plays afterwards. We do hit the Juice. And we have plays for next turn. You'll love to see that. That's the best thing. That's my favourite thing. I really don't know what's going on with this Kecleon, but I'm just going to deal with it. It could play some random combination of energies, right? It's clearly here for a reason. It's not just a meme, probably. I don't know. Probably is a meme too. Alright, Rapid Flow did the juice there. That's the thing about Urshifu. Sometimes you just destroy engines from your Rapid Flow and then it's just game. We really are low on ladder though. I don't know. I have been testing some new decks, I'm not gonna lie. But this is not standard decks, I can tell you that much. We've not been just facing your average archetypes. I guess everyone's scrambling right now. Now that they know they don't want to play Mew and Arceus. This is a very strong going second hand. Very strong. So let's see what we can do with it. Pitch a Puke. Are we up against the Sander deck? I think we're against the Sander deck. Okay. So the Sander deck does play Flannery. So I should be careful of my Rapid Strike energies. I think I should be Sonia-ing for basic energy here. And just kind of see what happens. I think I want to get a fighting energy in circulation. Why does everyone scoop? Come on. Why? Come on. Feels bad. Urshifu can beat the Umbreon deck, but it's not easy. Your damage cap is quite low, of course. And when you don't play Throwing Coach plus Telescopic, it's actually hard to two-shot an Umbreon. We are going first. We again don't have much, like, stuff going on in hand. I really hate leading this Urshifu in case it's Mew, but let's be optimistic, shall we? Okay, we see a Sobble. We'll pass it over. It's a good start from us. It's definitely threatening right now. One of the most threatening things in Urshifu attachment on turn 1. Turfield, so we're up against Mally. Research. Oh, we're up against Desi Intel. I see. So we do have some one-prize attackers, of course. We have our Galarian birds. And we can use our Urshifu VMAX to knock out lots of engine mons as well, or knock out multiple Rowlets. So, not the worst matchup in the world that I can think of. Not a whole lot of fun, though, either. I see a Manaphy straight away, so they know. They know what we're all about. There's the Rowlets. There's the Keep Calling. Okay. This is our first deck search. Let's have a look. If we played quick shooting, we'd have a much better time here. But we can still get the job done. We do have our boss. Do have Avery, which may not be bad. For later, at least. I think I'm just going Piers to guarantee Rapid Strike energy this turn. I think I start there. This hand is really bad. What else could I be doing? I could be doing some, like, pick up, put down, deal plays. Bounce, Stadium, Retreat, Net, Gale Thrust. I would still need the Piers. But it removes Stadium, at least. Maybe Keeper's strongest here. Let's go Keeper. Kick things off, draw some cards. Those are not very helpful cards. I might go Drizzile here and hold Incense. Those are really unhelpful cards, actually. Means I'm not taking a prize this turn. Ugh. That really has gone to pot, hasn't it? Yeah, really rough. So next time we're incensing, double dealing, probably grabbing net plus awkward supporter. So I guess I just proactively grab net now. And chill. Yeah. Pretty awkward that didn't work out as well as I would have liked. Like, we could have gone the Piers play, but we just wouldn't have any hand cards. I don't know, kind of weird. Could have guaranteed the switch play. Well, we played around Avery perfectly, at least. Now we're going to see the Incense for some Drizzile. I imagine this is Candy Desi. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Okay, definitely seems like a good Avery turn. Let's make our next Urshi, or our first Urshi, I guess. I'm going to put down my own Manaphy to protect against the splitting arrow stuff. Do I want to do anything else here? Probably not, honestly. Seems good. We see there, big Inteleon coming down. I imagine they probably play Water Energy as well, right? So they can beat some other Inteleon engines in terms of attacking. Let's see. Ambition level ball. So they're going to get the next Rowlet, probably. Get that boy back. Ambition for some cards. They do have the attachment, so we're going to start getting hits here. Already a Clara down, which is good. We're going to see the splitting. Okay, let's KO the Manaphy this turn, I guess. Let's go ahead and do our dealing. I'm going to grab Stadium Net. Again, quick shooting would be pretty huge here, but alas, we do not play it. $180 isn't the worst to get hit by with a Desi, and it does let me knock out this at least. I'll commit this turn attachment. Just Gale Thrust. There's Crobat. That's something that can put a little bit of pressure on. So they are going to candy up. Even these rapid flows aren't going to be all that powerful, but not the worst. Yeah, they're just going to swing. So, we're going to go for a poison play. As it's one of the only ways we can accelerate this board state. Accelerate the board state, I mean like move the board state on. Try and put some pressure on them to at least do things. And here comes the poison. They're just going to hit. Seems like a decent enough choice. Let's pass. Try and let our poison do some business. We are basically just trying to make them take prizes so that the bird can do the work. So I think I prefer the net to the Cheryl here. Do this quickly. Going into Snorlax wouldn't be bad, just to give me time, but I don't have access to it. Let's play on net and just reset into this guy. I definitely want this. Have lots of energy floating. Now have a slightly better pivot. I don't mind attaching here. Let's keep the poison up. See what they're going to opt for here. We do kind of need to start taking prizes, but so do they. Okay, they're going to scoop up nets. So that gives us the rapid flow option on one prize. Do I like it enough to go for it? Think I do. It's a little bit baity, but I think it's the right play. Just get rid of the Sobble. The poison's still ticking down. Now it's 70 damage away, which is good for the Fiery Wrath. Obviously, we know that they're going to play a lot of scoop up nets, so maybe just lying in wait on that. Yeah, I'm going to see a boss's orders. Makes sense, because this would have been a Cheryl for both of our chaps, so pretty crafty play. I am just gonna pass with this active, I think. Yep. I wonder if I'll net this turn. They're going to retreat, okay. So I think I'm going Cheryl Bat here. Slowly working our way towards the Malevolent Charge shenanigans doing stuff. Want to let them take some more prize cards. And the bat is probably annoying enough for them to actually want to take the prizes. So we do have enough to beat Decidueye, which is nice. Ah, choosing to not attack. Clever. They are trying to deck us out, by the looks of things. So I would like to play a Clara here, I think. Let's get some energy. I'm going to try and force the issue. Let's play the pad, because I'm slightly concerned about Marnie. Let's do our Fiery Wrath. Gonna see a Quick Ball, gonna see a Rowlet. Rowlet is going to come down. I'm going to see the Splitting Arrow. So it's going to take a KO thanks to weakness. So I think I need to Raihan KO this with Urshifu. Slowly getting over the line here. We're now in rapid spin range. Well, at least a 25%er. Sorry, a 75%er, I should say. Maybe debating the retreat here. Yep. Let's go for the rope. Let's spin the wheel. Love to see it. And there it is. We were able to get there eventually. That was a long grind, but we have enough. We have the technology. The Tower of Water sticking for as long as it did was really important for us, actually, to get over the line, but we just about had enough fuel to get over there. So that was 48 minutes, and I feel like I didn't play a relevant game of Pokemon, but there you go. That's Urshifu Molt. We had a lot of weird concessions and stuff going on. I do feel like it's a very solid deck in the game, and I do think that it's probably going to be some sort of combination of the decks that we've seen. Maybe you could see some Celebrations Mew coming in from the American side of things. Maybe you could see from the European side of things, where we add in a Cynthia's Ambition. I think that would have been strong in a number of our matchups already, just from playing the deck, compared to a Research at times. I think Quick Shooting at the very least could come back into the deck, maybe Medicham as well, because Medicham is an answer to the likes of Dunsparce and Manaphy, which Gustavo wasn't really having to play against too often. So yeah, possibly the European build is one to look at going forward as well. I wanted to just show off Gustavo's list in all its glory, because it certainly deserves all the plaudits it can get. But with the quick Manaphy change and the Ultra Ball choice, but none of them really came into effect there. but I do think you really have to play around Urshi going ahead. Let me know what you guys think about the archetype, how you think it's going to adapt going forward to other people aggressively teching for Urshifu now. Do you think this is the strongest deck in the game, or do you think it was just the right meta call for the EUIC? I will hear it all down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Cheers.